morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hello. How's everybody doing this morning?
Good. But yes, sorry, just as right before we started, I was explaining to my amazing co-host Abby. Oh, I should probably pull mine up, yeah. My amazing co-host Abby, that I found a freaking London fog jacket at the thrift store, and that's how you know fucking fall's around the corner. Because I'm just like, yes! Make it cold, please. I want to wear this shit.
This is Alabama. We know it ain't gonna get fucking cold.
I know it's not.
I mean,
it's going to get cold. Not like fall weather. Although it was really nice this morning. Did you feel it?
No.
Oh, it was so nice this
I had a migraine this morning.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Hi, Zamer. Welcome.
We back.
Yeah, I am back.
We ain't in black, though.
No.
We both...
Back in black! Ooh, that's my... No,
We're both in white. You got a Sailor Moon shirt on.
I do have a Sailor Moon
and
shirt
I got a cute
on.
little Stitch shirt on.
I know, we got nerd shit on our shirts.
Nerd!
Zamer needs snow. Yeah, no, I do not want snow.
I don't want snow. Our boss would make us still drive into work.
Yeah, it's awful. Actually, I would refuse. I would fight him like I did last year.
Yeah, I know, and he still...
I refuse. See, no, Birmingham is different, though.
That's because it's there's so much traffic and smog that it stays warm, but it's like, we're not in Birmingham.
I was about to say, will I ever experience a snow day if I move out? Probably not.
You might.
I hope.
But if you do, it's going to shut the entire fucking state down.
Oh, yeah.
Like Snowmageddon.
Oh, yeah, like Snowmageddon.
Yeah, that was
I don't
awful.
want snow. I'm okay with the fall leaves and everything smelling of apple and pumpkin and cinnamon.
All right,
oh
snow,
my God.
like fall, baby. We discussed this last week.
I know. God, I love the fall. It's the best season of the year. And I will fight anyone who else. Because, like, you know, this is when you start to hibernate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I was a bear in my past life. All I do is sleep. Yeah. That's the dream, baby.
You
baby.
constantly... You'll sleep in the summer. You'll sleep in the spring.
I love sleep. What can I say? And fall is just the best time, where like the air is nice and cool, and you wrap yourself in a nice blanket, and it's so wonderful. Winter is not the best season. Winter sucks.
I think if we actually had, like, better actual winters in Alabama, it would be nicer, but we don't.
We don't. We have, I don't know, ratchet winter. You know, it's just like
Ghetto winter.
Ghetto winter, where like the snow falls in and it's mostly just ice, but we're like, oh, it's snow. No, it's not. It's just mostly ice. Good sir.
Or
summer is my
rain.
favorite too.
Because remember last year, that's basically what it was for us. It was basically rain the entire time.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm saying just ice. And we look at the ice falling on our windshields and we're like, oh look, it's snow. No, it's not. It's fucking ice.
Yeah,
we don't get snow. It's a sham. But yes, well, enough about what season is the best because fall already takes the cake. We're going to talk about horror movies. I like how you're like,
We're not going to rehash anything, but, you know.
No. Also holds the greatest season, greatest holidays of the year. Fall does. Dead ass.
I mean,
spooky season.
I was about to say, it's hard not to love Halloween. Halloween is so much fun.
It is so much fun. And you get to watch, like, horror movies with friends or play horror games with friends.
Unless you watch, like, ABC, where it's only Harry Potter marathons, and I'm just like, can we not?
I mean, also, okay, I know we're talking about horror games, but can we also talk about, like, horror classics? Like, some really good... And I'm not talking, you know, what is it? The horror movies.
Okay.
But you remember in those shows way back when, in every cartoon show, every sitcom, they always had a Halloween episode?
I love those.
I do too.
Okay, so
because they're not scary. It's a comedy, and it's so funny.
I argue with that because The Simpsons,
the Treehouse of Horrors,
can get really intense. You're right. A lot of them are really funny, but some of those stories get really, really intense. Like especially early year stuff.
I will say, I actually really enjoy the Treehouse of Horror with, what was it, Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, quoting of The Raven. I like that. I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
You have a giant catalog of horror films. You do. Let's see how it's more than a holiday. It's an aesthetic. Ideally part of American culture. I think we made it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why we've made it that way. Maybe we all just have a morbid curiosity of the unknown and scary things.
I think it was a part of capitalism.
I think it's a part of capitalism?
I think it's a part of capitalism, like with any holiday in America. But I also think that it's part of capitalism that kind of did the targeting for, like, the punk, where it's against the traditional stuff.
Yeah.
That it became, like, a pop culture kind of thing, instead of just, like, I don't know, just instead of, like, a kid's thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, I will also say this. We as millennials are just so fucking depressed, every single one of us, that a Halloween... Yeah, no, we really are. The world is crumbling all around us. We have nothing. Which is why I bring Halloween, because Halloween was, when we were kids, the greatest holiday. We ate candy, we did this, and I've seen a lot more millennials celebrate Halloween as adults than they did as kids. I'm one of them.
Because it's...
But again, I cosplay every year,
right.
Every year round. I just cosplay. But I can see a lot more millennials and Gen Z who really appreciate the holiday. Because I think a lot of millennials or Gen Z, or older Gen Z, appreciate it. Maybe because capitalism, yes. But also it speaks to your inner child.
Yeah, it does speak. It's one of the most...
But you can also make it slutty. Yeah, straight up.
I was told by my anatomy teacher the two best ways to learn anything is either with food or make it sexual. And guess what Halloween is?
It's
food
and sexual. God, man, they know how to hit you.
Yep.
They know that's what Halloween's so good. And I used to be so terrified of Halloween as a kid. Because my parents would terrify me with Halloween, if that makes sense. Because we were very religious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were religious.
See, like, I was a very, like, frightened child. I, like, could, trigger nightmares really, really bad as a child and things like that. But Halloween, as, like, an event, didn't scare me. The movies did. Like, a lot of the movies did. That's why I don't like Hocus Pocus. I didn't like it as a child, so it holds no nostalgia for me at all.
I couldn't watch it because it involved witches, so...
See, my parents didn't really care about that. We were allowed to, like, read Harry Potter because my mother had this thing that it's just, like, they may be wizards and witches and things like that, but they are celebrating Christian holidays. They are celebrating Christmas. They are celebrating Valentine's Day. They're celebrating Easter. So she's like, it's okay that you can read these.
Yeah. See, we just never did. It was a very highly religious place. Capitalism and less murdering, axe chainsaw wielding machines in your cornfield mazes at your fair. Okay. I do not do horror houses or anything like that because you say, when I was a kid, I was a wimp. Bitch, I am still a wimp, okay?
You a kitty baby.
I am such a wimp. And yet I have, again, a very morbid curiosity of things of the unknown for me, personally.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just like, it's going to terrify me, but I can't stop looking into it.
See,
it's going to kill me
eventually. I probably only got over, like, my fear of horror houses and, like, haunted mansions and things like that because I have a friend that's a haunter. That, like,
A Pokemon? Sorry, you knew I was going to say.
I got my plushie out.
You knew I was going to say that.
But he's a haunter. He's, like, a professional, like, scarer at, like, haunted houses and things like that. He has his own persona that he brings out every year. He has multiple personas that he presents on social media and stuff. And it's one of those things I'm like, I know this person, I know what he does, I know that the limitations of them, like, they may touch me, but they're not going to hurt me. So, like, I've gotten past that. The only reason I mentioned this last week, the only reason I don't want to do horror houses is because I don't like gore. I've never really liked gore. I could, like, tolerate it in small amounts and stuff. I know that it's going to be a big feature of it, so I don't really want to do it. But I feel like I could go through haunted houses now a lot better than I did when I was a child.
That's fair. I can't. I'll still probably have a heart attack.
Valid.
That's why, like, I want to talk to you about horror houses, quote unquote, in a smaller scale, on a digital scale. You know, where you can play a character who can't be hurt. Well, technically they can be hurt. They can get killed in many ways. I'm talking horror games.
Well, there's a filter between you
and the screen, but you still... It could be a filter between, like, dividing you and this character that you're playing, but it also, you have an innate responsibility of, I have to make sure this character stays alive.
I am this character.
I am this character. You know, every move you make could make or literally break this character, mostly in half. Sometimes, and depending on the games.
Right.
Because before we started, we spoke about one, and I still stand by it. One of the most iconic horror games to date in the recent years.
In the recent,
in the recent years, and I think they know that because they played all of the tropes.
Yeah.
In a horror film, in a video game. So now that I explained that very badly, anyone who's listening, if you want to chat, guess this game, okay? You too. You already know what this is.
Well, I already know.
You already know what this is.
That's not badly explaining it.
I mean, okay. Let me go ahead. You get a bunch of teenagers and stick them in a horror film scenario, except the first villain isn't the villain that you think it is, and there's something more like terrifying in the woods of the mountains.
Resident Evil 7 and 8, no it is not. I already know what it is because we were... Jumanji.
But wait, is Jumanji considered a horror film? Yes.
Yeah.
Until Dawn.
Well,
Ghost Town 246, you got it. It's Until Dawn.
Is Jumanji even a video game? Is there a video?
Well,
I know in the new stuff with Dwayne The Rock Johnson...
It's considered a video game.
They have a video game of it.
Yeah, but I don't know if Jumanji would be considered a horror film. I love Jumanji, and I wasn't scared of it. So I guess because I didn't get scared of it,
yeah,
I wouldn't consider it a horror film. I didn't get scared. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I would have gotten scared by it, but then again, a fearful child. But as an adult now, I'm like, that's not really a horror... movie.
Fantasy adventure is what I would assume that would be.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. But like, since it was like the 90s and stuff, it still had that very scary edge to it for a children's show. But if you look at it, Zathura was also
similar.
Yeah, it basically had the exact same plot, that it was a game that came to life.
Yeah, that's board game turned itself into a video game. Yes, but we aren't talking about Jumanji. Congrats to anyone, who understood Until Dawn. And I will say it's a very iconic game for
a modern iconic game.
It's a modern iconic game, but it's also something that I personally think will not be dated. Because it follows all the horror tropes. So no matter, how many years have passed,
right,
you can still go back to Until Dawn, still play the game, still be like, oh shit, this is like a horror movie come to life. And you, as the player, are responsible of saving the lives of
you can't save
teenagers.
Everybody.
And they're still horny teenagers
yep.
who like to get drunk and party. Yep. All that shit follows every single horror trope.
Yep.
And then the twist that comes...
It's really good.
It's the twist that happens is insane. Like, it's insane.
Zamer wants to know when you're going to follow Amnesia, or finish Amnesia.
I'm never going to finish Amnesia. Fuck that game. I can't. Speaking of Amnesia, there is another game that, what is it? I hate this game trope, right?
Okay.
In a video game.
Okay.
Where you are in a place, and Amnesia is one of them, and you cannot protect yourself. You can't fight back. You have to run. Shit like that terrifies me.
So Phasmophobia.
Because you can't fight back these ghosts. Okay, so not only Phasmophobia, no, you have to hide.
No, you can do the smudge stick, but you have to time it right.
So you have Phasmophobia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You have Amnesia.
Uh-huh. There
was one other game. There's actually several games that...
big name games anyway.
Right, where you can't really fight back. Well, I will also say Layers of Fear, but Layers of Fear there really isn't death in the game. You don't die. Well, technically you don't die. You just get jump scares. But it's still same premise. You just run. You can't protect yourself. I hate games where you cannot protect yourself. But I also hate games where, like in Resident Evil, where they supply you with a gun and you see the gun and you're like, oh shit, man, now I gotta fight. Now I gotta actually go to the main villain and defend myself, Right. Damn, they both suck in any game. When you pick up a weapon in a horror game and you realize, well, damn it, I gotta protect myself. Worst feeling in the world. I hate it. I hate it.
So, badly explaining a video game,
Okay.
specifically a video game.
Okay.
And I would say this one is a classic as well, but probably doesn't age as well as
Until Dawn?
Until Dawn.
Okay.
Is you gotta go collect all your boss's paperwork.
Are you talking real life? Because, yeah, that's horrifying.
But yeah,
that's something we do on a day-to-day basis. That's it. Yep.
Yep.
Slender.
Oh,
Which you also can't protect yourself in.
Mm-mm.
You just, and like, oh my god, games like that, when that was at the height of
right.
Was it early 2000s, I think?
Yeah.
Damn. Slender Man was terrifying.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they just chase you. And
so which came first? I don't really remember. Like, I think I knew this, like, when Slender was big and starting to get big. But which came first, Marble Hornets or the game?
I think it was based off, I think it was Marble Hornets first, and then the game came out.
Okay.
Because Marble Hornets was in 2008 or 9, maybe earlier.
Okay, yeah. And I remember the game getting big when I was in the theater department
in your college. So
in my college.
2012? Oh, 2011, 2012, I think?
2011, 2012, because I think I was still with my ex around that time.
Yeah, I remember it was just huge at that time.
I remember.
Let me ask, do you think that Slender, or Slender Man, or whatever, will still be as well loved in the future? Because, you know, Until Dawn, I think, would still be well loved. But do you think that Slender would still be well loved in the future?
I think the concept will be, but I think that people are going to kind of view it as like pop games and stuff like that, pop cap games, where it's just like a very quick, easy game.
Oh, true. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Especially if they go back and play like the original game. I'm excited to see if they update it.
I do agree that Slender as a character and lore will be a cult classic. Because it actually, well, it's not only a cult classic, it did hit the mainstream. There was a movie about it.
There's 2 movies.
Right, there are 2 movies about it. And it actually dealt with a real life situation. It's more cult-like than cult classic, because there was an actual death that happened because of the lore of the game. And that's what the movies were based off of. Like,
well, one of them is based off of that.
Yeah, and that's also terrifying. Like, that's terrifying.
Because I think there's one that actually finally came out. I think I actually did research on it, and it actually did come out in, like, 2018 or 2019.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in 2012, I was talking with my now husband and one of his close friends, because his close friend loved scaring me with Slender Man. He got, like, a white morph suit. He had a suit, and he's a
dapper man. I can't.
You love him tall and white and in a suit.
And I was like, no, I don't care if they're white or not. I just like them tall and like very well dressed. And the fact that he has tentacles, I mean, hello, that's
anime
a win.
girl.
Hello, yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. All right, I'm just like, hell yeah, tentacles and a nice suit, and he's tall. Come on now.
But it's like, okay, so the one that came out in 2018, 2019 is actually based off the Marble Hornets. I think, like, the Marble Hornets guys actually did that. Excuse me.
But it was the second film that was based off the death of someone.
And it was really fucked up, because it's like,
really
these are, like, 14-year-old girls doing this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they should have done it with... Well, I guess with any horror trope, you will do with teenagers. And I think I know why, because teenagers are dumb, but they think they're smart, but they're dumb. And nothing against teenagers out there.
We were once teenagers.
I was once a teenager many moons ago. But I do think that...
Yes.
we as teenagers are dumb. What was it?
Ricey didn't know about Jeff the Killer. I had to, like, kind of inform you.
Yeah, I didn't know about freaking Jeff the Killer.
And I wasn't really into creepypasta, but I'm like,
no.
Jeff the Killer was huge in, like, the, like, weeb community.
It really was. SCP is still a huge thing. To this day, they add monsters in the creepypastas.
But that, like, SCP, sorry, is not just a creepypasta. It's a community now. There are a lot of people that write and use this as, like, writing exercises and stuff, and do very, very good jobs. There are videos of people, like, reading and introducing art of this stuff, and
I think that's amazing. I think the SCP community in itself is amazing.
Right.
I can never keep up with all the SCP monsters, mind you.
There's too many fucking
There's
ones.
just way too many. But I do like that because of that, the creepypastas that all came out, they were really good.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm glad they're still growing, but I feel like it might be harder. I say this, but then I'm always proven wrong.
Right.
To find something that's completely different from the norm.
Yeah.
And every time I say that, something will break through, like a new horror game will break through that will literally just catch my eye. That's what it's called. Outlast. Outlast is another horror game where you kind of just have to run around. I should explain it badly. For those who have never played Outlast, it's a game about a reporter who, of course, if it's a reporter going to an asylum, you're going to end up dead. Straight up.
Yeah.
You're just going to end up dead. So this reporter who's investigating this asylum, who gets stuck in said asylum, and his only like treasure is a fucking video camera. That's all he has, is a video camera.
Yeah.
And you gotta run and hide, you can't fight, and this poor reporter, who I would have left.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
But you're not an investigative journalist.
I'm not an investigative journalist because I wouldn't do what the shit that's done. Like, if you walk into a haunted house and they're like, hey, yeah, this house is haunted, I'd be like, I don't care if it's not haunted. I don't care if it is haunted. I'm out. Deuces.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that shit. I don't care if that's why you never see me in journalism. You see me in psychology, helping those journalists come out of whatever the fuck they're in, helping their brains. Miles, that's his name. Yes. Miles, that's the reporter name.
Yeah.
From Outlast. And I will also say that Outlast 2.
Mm-hmm.
How would I explain Outlast 2? You are stuck in the.
You gotta do it badly.
I will do it badly. For those who have not played Outlast 2, and I haven't played Outlast 2 because fuck that shit. Let's just say you're out in the boonies. Yeah. You and your wife, and your pregnant wife, I should say.
Yeah.
You and your pregnant wife are out in the boonies, in the country, and of course you stumble upon these country cultists.
Yeah.
I would just say.
Oh,
religious cultists. So they're like highly religious.
I thought that was Resident Evil, one of the Resident Evils.
Probably that too. But no, I know in Outlast 2 that's
because hillbillies are scary.
Yeah, and you're trying to stop the apocalypse, I think it is.
So Resident Evil?
It's
trope,
so straight. I think it's a basic trope,
because it actually, like, the country bumpkin actually shows up in Until Dawn as well.
I was about to say, there are some inbred country...
We're in Alabama.
I know. That's why I'm like, I know that we're in Alabama, but I also know that we're in Alabama. Mm-hmm. I don't know if these country bumpkins have internet, but I did. And I'm just like, Alabamians, I love you. Please don't come and kill me.
You didn't have good internet, though.
No, that's right. I don't. I think that's why it hits so close to home. Because we're in the boonies. We lived in the boonies for a while. Yeah. And that shit's terrifying, living in the woods like that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's just, woof. Woof. I can't believe I lived in a horror, like, trope place.
Oh, wow.
The country, yeah. I survived.
You lived in a log cabin?
I did with roaches and bats. How did I live? How did I come out alive?
You had wood roaches. It's fine.
I did.
But they're terrifying. They're fucking huge. They're like 2 inches long.
I can't.
I mean, so valid. They're terrifying because they can fly and they're like 2 inches long. But, like, they're just wood roaches.
Alright, here's another game explained badly. Fuck those wood roaches. Good morning, Monty. How are you?
Hi, Monty.
Here's another video game explained badly. Those who are just popping in, we accept all guesses. I totally messed up the Outlast one, but this one is a good one.
Okay.
And you know it's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So this man goes into a foggy town, which I think poses a problem. Okay,
Silent
I'm pretty
Hill.
sure. Damn it!
Right! That is the trope!
Yeah! So I just said this man goes into a foggy town, which I'm pretty sure is a hazard. I don't think it's just fog, mind you. Because that's a hell of a lot of fog in a town. And Silent Hill 2. Thank you, Monty.
You said fog.
Yeah, I know. And the first game he has also, but Silent Hill 2 is the biggest trope because it's in the daytime. You know, it's terrifying because Silent Hill 2 is done in the daytime. You are day and night, but in the beginning it's the daytime. In a foggy place with a bunch of monsters running around trying to find your dead wife. Even though she's dead.
Yeah.
So you're trying to find your dead wife who told you to come to this foggy ass town, and like a beautiful ripped man with a pyramid head comes to kill you. He's ripped.
You just like him buff. And look,
I will also
Pyramid
say
Head is also like a white dude. You like them big white dudes.
Oh well, no, he's problematic. Let me just say he's
Your
he's
husband's been problematic.
Not like him. Whoever plays Silent Hill 2, you know why Pyramid Head is problematic. Have you seen my wife Cheryl? I'm looking for my wife. Yeah, Cheryl's the name of the kid, I think, right? His daughter.
Never played.
Oh yeah, no, you're thinking Silent Hill 1. Cheryl is the daughter, and that was the biggest trope, is he finding his daughter who was kidnapped.
So I guess Mary is the wife.
Yes, Mary or Maria. Maria was her like doppelganger person.
Oh, spicy.
Yes. Silent Hill 2 used to scare me when I was little. Now it just suppresses me. All the stuff with James and Mary is super heavy. Yes! Like, okay, as a kid, or when I was younger, as a child, it was the monsters that terrified me. The story, I couldn't quite grasp it as a teen.
Was it a little too old?
It's not the fact that it was too old, it was just so depressing, and I didn't really realize how depressing it was until I, as an adult, realized how depressing that shit is.
You as a depressed millennial.
Me as a depressed millennial. I totally understand what Henry was going through. And, or James, why is it Henry? James, was going through. And so, I think that's why I like it still so much, because it's still very relatable in a weird.
I can see, like, it will always, like, just Silent Hill, like, especially the early Silent Hills will always be classics.
Right, but the reason why 2 was iconic was because all the characters that you find all had really deep, dark secrets.
Yeah.
That were really heavy. And I think that's why it was so popular, because you don't see video games really talk about topics like that.
Yeah.
Not
really, no. Usually it's only like the
scene with the nurse was strange.
Usually only horror games really deal with the dark feelings. Like, it's rare.
Dark topics. I mean, they dealt with bullying. Mm-hmm. They dealt with SA. Yeah, they dealt with that. They dealt with abuse and the loss of a loved one, I guess.
Right.
Which, depending on what ending you get, that's important.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Silent Hill 2 will forever be a iconic game.
Yeah.
In this, because not a lot of games will tackle all that. Well, nowadays, yes. Nowadays, we're all about opening up to all kinds of mental disorders, or dark topics.
Yeah.
We're more than capable of dealing with it.
And we we still don't fully see it in mainstream media, because horror is still kind of like a niche genre for everybody. Not everybody's gonna play it. I don't really play it, but even if it does end up in a bright and kind of happy aesthetic game, they're only addressing one thing.
That's true.
I would say that dragon cancer or that demon cancer was a game.
Explain it badly. Explain it badly.
Don't worry, I do that anyway.
I want to know.
It was something that I watched Jacksepticeye play, and it was it was the creator who made it had lost like a loved one, and I don't remember if it was a child or if it was a wife. I think it was a child that had died of cancer, and it was just like kind of dealing like processing the stages of grief through the game.
I know what you're talking about. It's not a horror game though.
It's not.
It's a
Like,
trippy game.
It is a trippy game, but it is only dealing with one topic.
Yeah. I will say, video games, at least like, maybe indie games or horror games, I think because they have a tag of being indie or horror, it allows creators to kind of open up and be able to express those kind of feelings.
Because they know that they don't have to appease everybody. They're going to get, like, people are going to either play it or not play it, and that's basically what it is, and that's how indie deals with. Just accepts things like that.
All right. Well, do you want me to explain another game that I can't play? That it's explained badly. Also, let's let chat guess first, and then you can tell me.
Then don't be like a guy walks into foggy town.
All right, so a guy does walk into a foggy town, and everyone thinks it's Silent Hill. You're right. You're absolutely or because Silent Hill 1 or 2, because technically, the first one would be Snow or Ashy Town. I guess he walks into a Snow or Ashy Town. But anyway, this guy goes into space to find his dead wife.
Silent Hill.
There's a lot of people with dead wives in this one. But here, hold up.
Disney?
I'm just like, this guy, instead of going to a foggy town, this man goes to space to find his dead wife. Yeah. Dead Space it is. Way to go, Ghost Hand. You got it. It's Dead Space.
I think
what is with all these guys going to find their dead wives in places?
I think the space gave it away.
Yeah. I mean, I just had to tell you. That's technically what it is. He goes to space to find his dead wife. That's how the story goes. And then, shit, just fucking damn.
Right.
It just goes to shit. The whole space station goes to shit.
Oh, you're wrong. It's his girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
You explained it so bad, you got it wrong.
I did get it wrong. Wait, okay, why would you go... Okay.
I'm not going to space for
my girlfriend, but I guess that love is real, because it spans through 3 games.
Does he propose to her at all?
No.
No.
He didn't put a ring on it, that's for sure. Maybe he went to space to put a ring on it, huh? Ever think about that? Huh?
But 3 games and he still didn't do it?
I don't think he was finding her in the 3rd game, I don't think. Maybe.
Yeah, I do appreciate, like, just...
I'm sorry, we're reading chat as well.
Yeah. I do like when people are very creative with their representation of monsters.
Yeah, and Silent Hill does that very, very well. Very, very well.
I think that's why I really like Guillermo del Toro.
Sorry. It's just the marker trying to make Isaac horny. That's true. The marker knows. Sorry, the marker is this alien... Wait, hold up. I can explain this badly.
Okay, explain it badly.
Because it's going to happen anyway. This marker is like an alien kind of statue-ish thing? Tower? Stone thing?
Okay.
That calls upon the evil aliens. And maybe demons, but mostly evil aliens to come kill you.
Beacon?
That.
Okay.
But we call it the marker.
Oh, yeah.
And it affects your brain. And I'm pretty sure that marker, the alien thing, called Isaac through his girlfriend. And that's why it's like, the space rock makes you go cuckoo. Where'd it go? Brilliantly done. It's exactly what that is.
I was about to say, we're extremely ADD, so we're just going to explain everything badly.
I mean, yeah, true. Yeah. For real. And,
later for the next podcast, we should just explain horror movies badly.
I'll do that. I'll fucking explain horror movies badly. I love that shit. But, there's so many horror movies. But, okay, sorry. Back to the game, Dead Space. It is still a classic game to this day. I cannot play it. I have to watch my husband play it.
That's because you're a titty baby.
I'm a bitch baby.
Yeah.
I know who I am as a person. I know that I'm a bitch baby. And that one has gore.
Oh, okay.
Out the wazoo.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whereas, I should also say that a lot of the other games we talked about today have gore, but this one was iconic for its gore.
Yeah, there's a difference between, Cabin in the Woods and Evil Dead.
Yes.
Where it's like, one has gore because it's a horror movie and it's okay to have gore. The other is its main
psychological horror and jump scares and
its main appeal is the gore.
yeah. This one is definitely
Or
the gore because you
better-
also see a lot of if you fuck up
Mhm.
in any way, shape, or form. Isaac has so many. Isaac being the character in Dead Space has so many death scenes
Yeah.
that are so depending on the alien who kills you or how you die or just in general. He has so many, and if you as the player are playing as him, you feel all that.
Yeah.
And all of his death scenes, a lot of them are like, they're hella brutal.
Yeah.
And you know, this is all based around the gore
Mhm.
in this video game.
Mhm.
It's all based on the gore because in one of the
Is
things
it
you have
gore
like a
or
both.
body horror?
Both.
Okay.
You have both.
Because that is kind of two different things.
Yeah, because a lot of the humans that you like, they start to change and they become horrifying. But there was one aspect. If you get a buzzsaw gun thing
Yeah.
that shoots buzzsaws blades, you have to kill this alien by cutting off all its legs first.
Ooh.
Yeah, and because they walk on these little. I can't. You can't see me, but I'm trying to show.
Yeah, this is how badly she's explaining it. She's pantomiming when we don't have a camera.
I'm so sorry. But they're just kind of crawling at you, and it just looks horrible because they like little blades for feet, and that's how they stab you.
Yeah.
And you have to cut off the feet, and
Yeah.
like first, and I was like, this is all based on gore, and a lot of games like Dead Space are very good at it. Isaac is a good boy. I really feel for that man.
Mhm.
Guy's an engineer for Pete's sake. Yeah. He didn't deserve anything that happened to him. Well, he did go for his girlfriend. I was like, he's gonna fix the spaceship that whatever killed his girlfriend and stuff. Is there one game that you want to try and explain badly and then I can guess? I know you said you haven't like played a lot of them.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of them. Like I watch Let's Plays. Like I have mentioned in previous podcasts that it's like I'm very conservative about money, that I don't really like purchase anything that I'm not gonna like actually invest like a lot of time in. I think I can maybe do one. I think you're gonna get it wrong because you don't really know a lot of the newer stuff that's coming out in this genre.
Okay. Try me.
Um,
Before I look at the chat.
Okay. So you go around with your friends and fuck with things you're not supposed to be fucking with.
Okay.
And it's
We
like
did
I have
spend-
a very I'm not gonna play with you. I'm thinking of something very specific.
Right. But you also have you spoken to me about this game before?
I pretty sure I have.
Okay.
I know I've talked to Chelsor about this because it's one of the ones that I'm like, you cannot play this. This is one of the games that you cannot play.
Oh, I know. I think I know what this game is.
And it's not because of how scary it is. It's specifically because the maps are randomly generated, and she already gets really very lost.
Oh yeah, I
certain
get
maps.
lost in general, for sure. Okay, so explain it one more time. Give me a
Um,
little more to go by. So, well, all you said
okay,
is you and your friends, so you can play with your friends. Is that correct?
Okay, yeah, you can play with your friends.
Okay.
It is multiplayer.
It is multiplayer.
If I were to tell you that if you invited Rick and the movie characters, if you invited the characters Rick and Evie, along with Evie's brother,
Is this Ghost Adventures?
it's not Ghost Adventures, but you are on the right path.
Dead by Daylight?
No, not Dead by Daylight. It's not a mainstream game.
So it's not also like Friday the 13th kind of...
Mm-mm.
You're going to have to explain it to me then. I mean, just say it. What is it?
It's Forewarned. It's a newer game.
Forewarned?
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
Yep, because I've talked to you about it. It's one of
Yeah.
the things that's like, we're in a stream chat or stream Discord with a lot of our friends.
That's
And
probably how I saw that.
and they're like, oh, here's Ghost Hunter Corps, and it's really good, it's really scary, we should play this. And I'm like, Chelzor is not allowed to play this. And they're like, oh, here's Forewarned, it just released like a week ago, we should play this. I'm like, Chelzor is not allowed to play this.
Oh my god.
And it's like for very specific reasons. Chelzor gets freaked out just watching gameplay of Phasmophobia, and I'm like,
And
I never
fair.
got freaked out watching gameplay of it, but I got really freaked out watching Ghost Hunter Corps. And I'm like, if I get freaked out just watching this, Chelzor cannot play this. She would have a breakdown playing this. And then Forewarned isn't as scary, but the maps are like randomly generated, and that's why she doesn't play Asylum on Phasmophobia, is because she gets lost very easily.
I will say, playing with your friends a horror game is so much better than playing by yourself.
It's so much fun.
Will I say it's less scary? Yes and no, depending. Because
Yeah.
your friends can scare you, and that's also they're being pieces of shit.
Because your fucking brother will
He does
growl.
that. I fucking hate it. Don is such a troll.
Sincry.
Sincry is a troll. He's a freaking troll. Anyway, I want more video games that you can play with, like co-op games.
Agreed.
Scary co-op games, because I feel much more brave with my friends with me than playing by myself.
And the reason I said you couldn't, like, it wouldn't be out of place for Rick and Evie, I'm talking about Rick and Evie from The Mummy.
Of course you were.
Because
Dang.
Egypt.
Yeah, it is. All right, here's one.
Well, from the first two movies, anyway.
Here's a classic. I'm going back to the classics because I remember this game. I'm going to explain this badly, but for those who owned a GameCube,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
that's how old this is, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This was a GameCube game
Okay.
that fucked up your TV IRL.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was a horror game, and this was such an iconic game. And I think there are some other games that took bits and pieces of what this game was,
Yeah.
because it was technically a horror game. Action adventure mostly for me, but it was a horror game
Right.
where.
But if it was for the GameCube, that was still the time period where it's like, if it's action adventure, they're gonna put like a scary twist on it.
Oh yeah, there was some where if your sanity, it uses sanity, was low enough. Holy crap, that fucking scared me. What the hell?
It's a fluffy baby. Tangerine, my cat. I know some of y'all know him. I know Ghost Hand 246 is pretty new. I have a very fluffy orange kitty. I like streaming in the dark because of where my light is. It, like, overhead light is. It fucks with my glasses and stuff. So it is Tangy. We turned the light off, so it's pretty dark in here.
There was a black shadow that just walked towards me, okay? And I freaked out speaking about this game. Why are you doing this to me?
Don't blame my baby. Like
I blame your baby. He's
Don't-
adorable, but I blame him. Came in out of nowhere in the dark. God, thanks. Gave me a heart attack.
Okay, it's better than, like, him coming up and boofing you on the butt while you're sitting in a chair.
Okay, alright, sorry. So this game. GameCube game. It fucks with your television. If you have low sanity, it will literally turn off the screen of your television or change the channel.
Yeah.
Little baby. You're just trying to
Got you.
mess with me. It would change the channel. It would mute you, like it would alter the volume.
Oh shit!
It would have like your screen will be like covered in bugs.
I don't
You've
think
never heard this
I don't
game?
well, remember, I didn't have, like, my Nintendo system was the Game Boys.
That's true.
I didn't have a console until the Switch.
I want it to come back. I want them to remake it in a way that is
well, the thing is, it's like how
available for cross platforms. It was such a great game. I knew it as soon as you said it messes with your television. Guess anyone who've heard of it, type it in chat. I want to know. You have never heard of this. It was such an iconic thing. We couldn't play it because it was rated M for mature, but my friend had it. She had it.
Eternal Darkness?
Yes! That's what it's called. Eternal Darkness. And it's more
I may have heard of it, but I don't really know it.
It's like this girl comes upon a book that tells about like the dark magic and stuff like that. But the fact that it actually fucked with your television was something that we'd never seen before. Yeah, like that's how bad it is. Look at the graphics. GameCube, okay?
Yeah,
When was it
like
made?
we're
We're on there, so when was it made?
all the way up.
2002.
Yeah. That's not terrible graphics.
Oh,
for
yeah, it was the first M-rated game published by Nintendo. I want it to come back. Please, bring that shit back.
Question is how are they going to do that for the Switch, though?
It was very Lovecraft-esque. I loved that game.
Yeah.
I
can actually see that with how you're describing the sanity and it actually affecting shit. I'm like, I can see how it's very Lovecraft-esque.
It was like there would be what was it?
Oh.
They did cancel the sequel, which
Do we know why it canceled the sequel?
No, I don't think because a lot of people didn't play it as much. It wasn't
popular.
It wasn't. It was just. I really wish. Because at the time, it broke through so many. Oh, he said no funding. Damn, it broke through so many things that, as a player, on a console.
Yeah.
Before PC gaming kind of actually was that, playing that on a console was amazing because you really did think like, oh god, it's messing up my gameplay, because it will if your sanity is low enough.
Right.
And they like the walls on the walls will start bleeding. Like, it's so crazy. I remember these distinctly.
That for Phasmophobia? Like, if someone's in there too long and
their sanity, that would be great. Put it in a game. Like, fuck with my computer or my PlayStation. Like, fuck with my shit. That's what I want. Because because especially if you're like running around or being chased or trying to fight and they fuck up your computer.
Yeah.
The game is still going.
Yeah.
So like, that's terrifying. Because, you could be in something, we didn't realize our sanity was low, and there's roaches on your screen, and you're still trying to run away. I hated that. There were the bugs on the screen thing. I hated that. It was disgusting. Most people would despise Eternal Darkness. I think it was the best kind of troll game, if that makes sense. Because it will troll you, and it keeps reminding you to, hey,
I think
your sanity.
I think it was ahead of its time.
I do think it was ahead of its time. And now you see a lot of games taking bits and pieces of what that did. Because
Right.
there are some games that will fuck with your computer. There's also games that will like automatically crash your game, and then when you turn it on, it's something completely different.
Yeah, multiple games have done that in the past 5 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because like
6.
it's better when you Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yep, I was thinking of Doki Doki too.
Doki Doki Literature Club is one of the most recent games that have done that.
Like the one that ended up going mainstream because that's now available on the Switch.
Yep, that is, and that
I'm very curious as how it would affect the Switch. Honestly, like I get like it being on the computer, it coming from the Steam store. That's how they got your name and everything like that, and things like that, and how it can affect your programming. I'm very curious as to how it would affect your Switch.
In your Switch, you actually have at least for the new Doki Doki Plus or whatever, there's a computer within your Switch.
Yeah.
So that's how they do it. Yeah. So they create like this computer desktop on your Switch so that you can still interact like a computer would.
Perfect timing.
Undertale did some fuckery. Yes, I did, and I loved it. I loved Undertale on PC. I will never play it on another. Oh, I have it on another console. Undertale and Deltarune.
Don't you have it on
I have
Switch?
I have it for PlayStation.
Oh,
I don't have it for Switch. Because of how they fuck with your desktop, and I love it. I'm here for it.
You're here for the music.
And the music. I'm here for a lot of things. But Eternal Darkness, if you guys want to at least see a gameplay of it, watch like a Let's Player who plays that game, because that game was iconic at the time. It was just fantastic. I wish they would bring that shit back.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate it now, because you saw how terrible the graphics were. It was just god awful.
I can badly explain another.
Okay, your turn.
But
I'm glad Monty got Eternal Darkness. I'm so glad you guys got Eternal Darkness, because that one was a underrated game to this day. I still say that. But continue. Sorry.
No,
I just had to give them some love. Sorry.
You're gonna just laugh at me, and it's gonna be really terribly, horribly explained, and it's basically, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Wait, is that all you're gonna give me?
I bet chat's gonna get it before you.
I'm Batman. Okay,
I'm Batman.
Let me see. Well, it's none of the Batman games because we're talking horror.
No, there are Batman games that are horror.
Are we talking about a horror Batman game?
Yeah.
What horror Batman game are there?
Several.
Are you yanking my chain?
Nope.
Are you pulling on my tail? What other idioms can I use?
Something I can't say on screen.
Yeah, I think I get it. Is there a Batman horror game?
Yeah.
Chat, do you know?
There's actually a couple.
Is that what you're talking about? Arkham
Yep.
Asylum?
Yep.
That's a horror game?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a horror game.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah. No, there's others as well. I
Right.
think, I know that recently, I think it was Jacksepticeye who I saw did
How
a,
did I not think of that? I didn't realize it was one.
that was, this may be just an extension of Arkham Asylum, or Arkham Horror, where it's a VR,
Mm-hmm.
and you're running around as Batman trying to figure something out,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like this Joker virus spreading to other people. Well, come to find out, you are in Arkham having these hallucinations.
Oh.
Um,
Interesting.
and it, like, you
I
gotta
never
check it
knew
out.
that.
You gotta check that one out. Like, there's Arkham Asylum that, like, it's just a regular, like, horror game that you play with a controller and stuff, and you
Yeah.
go around and
I need to check that out. I feel like it
I'll
wouldn't be
try
as
and
terrifying.
find it for you because it's very, very trippy.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
That's what I'm
Arkham
talking
Asylum is what I'm talking about. Well, was the badly explained I'm Batman, but the one I'm talking about, I need to find. I'll probably link it to our Twitter. What's Europin 10?
Oh, yeah.
So you can watch it and everybody else can watch it because it's VR, so it's very interesting. So you'll
God.
you'll
VR.
turn around and turn back and everything's changed.
Dude, I'll play it in VR. I love that shit. I love
Okay.
being tripped out like that. I think that's...
That's one of the best things about VR is that they can do that quick change.
They do that a lot in Layers of Fear.
Yeah.
And that's what... Okay, so Layers of Fear... I'm not going to explain it badly because I played it on stream for Halloween a few years back.
Make sure you don't roll back.
I'm not going to roll back. I'm just rolling. Layers of Fear is a game that's... At least the first game, you don't technically die, essentially. No one is there to chase you. But the house that you're in is trippy as fuck. Like, it's so trippy. And the jump scares are really good. And there was this one, and I still remember it. I wish I saved the clip. I don't think I did, because I didn't know how to do all that shit in the early years. There was this painting, right? That you would look at, but when you go through a door, you can look behind you, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Which I fucking did. And the painting was right behind me. Like, it was a painting of his face. Oh my god, your cat scared me again.
Do I need to lock him out of the room
No.
while we talk?
He just pawed at my elbow, and I was like, holy shit, don't do that to me, please. God, you fucking cat.
You can be nice to baby.
Oh my god, this fucking cat's gonna kill me. This is gonna kill me. He's just like, bap, bap, and I'm like, stop. Got
Yeah,
me.
poofy paws.
You got me good. Shit, that was like, damn.
Yeah, get him, TNG.
Okay, I'm okay
He's
now.
a
I'm
very,
okay now.
very fluffy baby
He's
with
a
very,
baby.
very fluffy paws. He doesn't use claws at all.
I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm so scared. Layers of Fear, that's what it was, in the fucking painting. Shit. Just like Saturn devouring his son, tear painting horror. It was terrifying. Oh, and the endings that you get, because there's multiple endings in Layers of Fear, there's one where the paintings actually, like, laugh at you.
Mhm.
It's just so unnerving. The whole game is unnerving. And I had to do it drunk. I could not play that sober for some reason. And I knew going into it, which is why I chose the game, no one's going to kill me. I just have to go through this really trippy fucking house.
Yeah.
And it, oh my god, I can't believe I finished it on stream.
Mm.
And I can't believe I didn't save that because I did finish it on stream ages ago. Damn.
Oh
was it
no,
good.
guess you've got to do
I'm
it
not
again.
playing that shit again. The second game, you can get killed. The second game is even trippier because there's so much more choices you can make to alter the endings.
Also, like, I did find it actually fairly easily. The Batman game,
Yeah.
that's VR, is Batman Arkham VR.
I
And
want to see this.
it's very, very interesting. It does bring in like the detectiveness of Batman and everything. It's very trippy the further you get. It's very good. I highly suggest it. I had a wonderful time watching it. It was very good.
Oh my god.
PT.
Don't even get me started on PT. You know I'm ready, and oh my god. I think I explained this last year. I've talked about PT.
I know you've talked to me about it.
God,
Because
dang
like
it.
I don't play that stuff, so I was very confused about what was going on with it. It's a Silent Hill, supposed to be a Silent Hill game.
It was PT stands for playable trailer. And it was
Okay.
supposed to be a trailer for Silent Hills with an S. Silent Hills.
Okay.
And it had Guillermo del Toro in it, which was amazing. Because
Well,
the monsters,
Guillermo del Toro in it, or
he was a part
like,
of it.
a
Like
creator.
he helped co-create. And
Is it-
I'm pretty
and
sure it was for the
didn't it have
monsters
the-
in the story. And he,
I mean,
he
valid, because we've already mentioned that Guillermo del Toro is like the god
God,
of
I
monsters.
love him. And what is it? Hideo Kojima.
Oh
That
yes,
was his game.
Mhm.
And of course, it starred at the time, or was going to star, fucking Norman Reedus.
That's what I was about to say. Isn't it at the very end Norman Reedus?
It is at the end, Norman Reedus. But the playable trailer, oh god, why did you get me started? I have a hot take, Ghost Hand. What did you do? The playable trailer
Yeah.
was so terrifying. And it used, at the time on PlayStation,
hmm
it used your mic that you needed to use to talk to the ghost.
Yeah.
And, to complete the thing. Wow, man, it was amazing. And it was free. And no one knew until you played it to the very end that it was going to be a Silent Hill game. So the moment that they found out it was a Silent Hill game, and they even released a fucking amazing trailer that was terrifying. I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah.
It's so creepy. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed at Konami.
And that's Konami fucking with shit. Konami
Yeah.
fucks with a lot of shit. They fucked with the card game Yu-Gi-Oh! Constantly. There isn't anything at this point for Yu-Gi-Oh! That's like built upon. They just like kind of retcon old shit and bring in new shit.
Wait. Really? Blooper, who makes Layers of Fear, will be making a new Silent Hill? Don't fuck with me with that, man.
Because I know the last Silent Hill game that Konami did was the Pachinko game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So like Konami fucks around with shit,
So
and
much.
they're there for the cash grab. They're not there for like the consumer or the creator.
I will say, I think the reason why the playable trailer had so much... I don't want to keep talking about it. I'm so sorry. This thing, it hurts my heart. The reason why everyone was so excited that was a Silent Hills game is because it reverted back to the first four, which were the strongest Silent Hill games.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like all the other games coming after it was more created from European or American creators.
Yeah.
So we focus more on gore.
And it's one of those things that's like, we're desensitized to our Western
Right.
tropes.
Not only that, we don't do a lot of psychological horror, at least for the later Silent Hill games.
Valid.
They tried too hard to do psychological horror, but it just ended up being like the movie trope that I was talking about.
Yeah.
But done very badly.
Yeah.
And the story was a lot of it was convoluted. Homecoming was, it was all just convoluted. Anyway, it was okay. It just didn't reach the kind of psychological horror that the first four gave, especially 2 and 3, because they had the best sound design, especially 3, Silent Hill 3, had the best sound design. It had the best kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
It was really good. And when you played PT, you got that. You got the sounds, which was creepy. You've got the ambience.
Yeah.
And the setting is just one room looped over and over again.
Yeah.
But even each time you go through the door, something is going to change every single time you go through the door, and it's not going to be good. It's always going to be something worse, progressively worse. It is so fucking good.
It was very
And
good. I watched
hated.
several people play different variations of it.
I played it. I played that one. I had to play it with a bunch of people when we got it. I guess I was with a friend, and it was free. And the moment that playable trailer was announced to be a Silent Hills game, I didn't have a PlayStation. I went to a friend's at the time, and we sat and we played it. It was so fun. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
But holy shit, it was so much fun. Shattered Memories, I think I have, it's hit or miss for me. Because that was the one on the Wii. And that's another one where you couldn't defend yourself. You just had to run.
And if it was original Wii, then you had like the wands and the nunchucks that weren't...
They were not
They were overly sensitive.
Yes. But that one you had to run. But it was a remake, a beautiful, well done remake without being a remake of the first game.
Yeah.
Like it's a retelling, I should say, of the first game. God, I love fucking Silent Hill, man. And you know what I thought? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got a lot of things to say about this.
I mean, we've already established that I'm not really like a hardcore game player. Like
I just love Silent Hill. I just love it. I'm a very big fan with the franchise. Even the shitty games. I'm still a big fan.
I feel
the
like
Pachinko game I will never be a fan of.
I feel like I would really enjoy Silent Hill's like lore. Like
there is a lot of it.
I am like all about lore with shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. I love it. Each game has its own lore, but still kind of ties in with the overall what Silent Hill is. That cat is going to kill me. You know that, right? He's going to give you a heart attack.
You lived a good life. It's fine.
Shattered Memories felt like Silent Hill was made by Stephen King. That's one way to put it. I can appreciate it, though. I can appreciate the Wii trying to do a Silent Hill game.
So, do you think you'd ever play like a Stephen King horror game?
Alan Wake? Wait, is Alan Wake a Stephen King game?
I don't know.
Why do I think it is? Hold up, let me look this up.
I mean, I'm dumb and get Stephen King and M. Night Shyamalan mixed up sometimes with movies.
That's true.
Because, what was it?
Oh, no. The reason why I thought Alan Wake was a Stephen... It's based off a lot of the Stephen King-ish kind of novels.
Okay.
It's not made by Stephen King, which I thought was for some reason. That's it. Alan Wake literally quotes Stephen King many times during the game. That's true. Because it's about a writer who gets stuck in this, like... Wait, how can I explain this badly, right? This lone writer goes to those Stephen King-esque towns, let's just say.
You mean Maine?
Yeah. Most likely it's in Maine or Massachusetts or wherever he bases his stuff at.
So question. Are you badly explaining Alan Wake or are you just badly explaining Stephen King?
Porque no los dos.
Okay.
Okay. I do. So I remember Alan Wake as being a good psychological horror at the time. But the reason why I did not like it was because it was so slow.
Oh, really?
In telling the story, yes.
Was there not a lot of action to, like, move it along? Or was it just the story was too slow? Which does...
I think that had evolved... Okay. I think it's more of...
Because, like, slow storytelling kind of does sound like Stephen King, though.
It is a very Stephen King-esque and slow storytelling, for sure.
Right.
I mean, I had to watch someone else play the ending just because I couldn't.
You couldn't get to it.
I think I have it somewhere for PC, and I just haven't started playing it. I was just like, It's scary psychologically, but it's not Silent Hill-ish. But they do have another game following in the same universe as Alan Wake. I think that's coming out.
Okay.
I can't for the life of me remember what it is, but it's recent. It's coming out.
Zamer wants to know about Splatterhouse. I don't think I've ever heard of Splatterhouse for the SNES.
Show me. I have never seen this.
Is a beat-em-up arcade game developed and published by Namco.
I have never seen this. That's so interesting.
So there's...
Would Mortal Kombat be considered a horror game?
I mean, it is a lot of... Especially modern Mortal Kombat with all the gore, probably.
Okay.
Fatality.
All right. Let's go back to explaining things badly. Do you know any of these games?
Okay.
I'm going to do like a lightning round, okay?
Okay.
Of these games, which I'll just explain pretty badly. Most of them are going to be foreign.
Okay.
And if that's a big hint.
Okay.
A girl goes to look for her, I think it was her brother, in a haunted house. And the only way you can defend yourself from the ghosts is with a camera.
Well, isn't it? It's not Shudder. It's
No.
Fatal Frame.
It is Fatal Frame.
Okay.
That's a fucking great one, by the way.
I haven't
Fatal
actually
Frame.
seen one all the way through. I actually have.
Really?
I have a 3DS. What is it? Ghost camera.
Hey, Monty got it too. Fatal Frame. Yep, Fatal Frame.
We've talked about Fatal Frame before.
I love
We were
Fatal Frame.
very excited for the new Fatal Frame coming out. for the
That's
Switch.
also another thing that I'm super excited for. There was one Fatal Frame that did not get westernized to we
Yeah.
never got it, but
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but the Fatal Frame stories in general, so good. They did so well. And if you guys want like a good other ghost horror,
Yeah.
that's really, really good, by the way, story-wise. Fatal Frame. All the Fatal Frame series has their own, like, particular story.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all so good. Damn, they're so good. Love them. There was a... Damn it, I just thought of Fatal Frame, but there was another one in the back of my
Probably
head.
Grunge. The Grudge.
Is that a game?
I'm pretty sure it's a game.
Oh, hell no. I ain't playing that shit. Hell no.
yeah, I
fuck
think
that.
I've seen, like,
No.
what was it? Jackson? No, I think PewDiePie played it.
Oh,
A
God.
long time ago. I think The Grudge is a game.
All right, we'll talk about this classic, because I wanted to save this for the end, but we're almost nearing the end anyway. Clock Tower! That's the other one I wanted to talk about.
Badly explain it to me, because I don't think I've ever heard of Clock Tower.
You've never heard of a... Okay, let me see if I can remember it. So, you're this girl. Maybe you were an orphan? I don't remember. For some reason, I think you were an orphan. You go to this house tower thing.
Okay.
Clock Tower, I think, for the first or second game was iconic.
Oh, it's for the PlayStation.
Yeah. And you get chased around by a midget with shears.
Oh my god.
That's it. Look how terrible that is. But honestly, it's super good, the story-wise. It's that bad. The graphics.
The graphics. The Wikipedia, give me more graphic. Give me more images.
You gotta watch it. It's so terrible and good. You know what? Find a speed run.
Okay.
Because you can
Okay.
finish it very,
Oh,
very easily.
look at that. Like, the title card for a YouTube video, Game Bolt, is the midget. Oh, wait, I think I do remember, like, seeing something about
A midget with shears?
at
Trying to
least
kill you?
somebody with, like, really huge shears.
Yeah, that's Clock Tower.
Okay.
Is that rude to say? That's technically what it is. That's another one I wanted to talk to you. Clock Tower. But the last one we should talk about is one of the most iconic games. I personally don't get scared. Well, at least the most recent games I will be. But
Metroid.
no. Oh, no. That will take save for another day.
Okay.
Zombie Virus.
Oh, Resident Evil.
Yeah, obviously. That's an easy one.
And again, it's like, I don't like zombie games. That's why I never really showed interest in Resident Evil. Like, even the movies, I never was interested in the movies. I can appreciate what they're doing and kind of, like, branching out from, like, the tropey, like, zombies. Like, what is it?
Resident Evil Village did that so well.
Yeah.
Because they did it in a way that's
You
like...
just like them big women that will
I
step
do.
on you.
God, yeah. I want to be a daughter. Make me your daughter.
Step on
Mommy?
me.
Mommy? Mommy? No. Mommy? No. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
You're not sorry.
No. I honestly... I'm sorry. Cat meowed. Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that. Resident Evil. It started as a horror game. A good puzzle horror game, too.
Okay.
For the PlayStation. And I can always enjoy a good puzzle. That's my toes.
I thought that was Tangerine rubbing up
my
against.
toes. I could always do like a good puzzle, right? That's fine.
Baby.
But the horror aspect of zombies are now lost on me. Like they're okay.
I mean, I think they're just like overdone in America culture.
You think so? I think
so.
so. I
Because let's look at just media tropes in general. Like, we had a time where it was vampires.
Also, Monty says, on the subject of missing wives, a game where you go into the bayou seeking your wife in Jeffrey Dahmer's plantation, that is Resident Evil 7. Because that's exactly what it is. And then you find your wife, and she tries to kill you. Just... Anyway.
So, like, vampires had a thing for a while, werewolves had a thing for a while. I think just
Zombies has a thing for a long while.
For a long time, and it's like, we're not rotating out of that. So I think it's just overdone at this point.
I think so, which is why a lot... Okay, so speaking of Resident Evil, it did start out as a horror game,
yes,
but you can see it moved into more of an action, sci-fi action game would be clarifying for that. Because you still dealt with zombies, but it's not as terrifying. It was more action oriented, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess
like watching the movies. The first one was more, well, most of them are more action oriented.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then until Resident Evil 7, I think when they had Resident Evil 7 come out, everyone loved it, myself included, my husband included. I watched him play it because it was actually terrifying.
Yeah.
Like the humans as they are mutating was terrifying.
Yeah.
So scary. Like, the villain's terrifying. What's his name? I want to call him Eddie, but I know that's not his name. I don't know why.
Well, I think Eddie is a character in one of them.
Is it? I don't remember.
Well,
anyway, main character guy.
Yeah.
He just gone through some shit trying to get his wife, his actual wife.
Yeah.
And then they took that for Village.
Yeah.
Created its own story, because you technically have in the Village, vampires, quote unquote, or vampire-esque creatures, lichen-esque creatures, and like possessed doll kind of thing going on.
I bet you loved that.
I hated that. I hated that. Oh God, it was creepy. And like they had all these other like iconic monsters that you would recognize in a horror film.
Right.
But they did it because they're all infected, and they're all infected with different kinds of
viruses
stuff. Yeah, because you still eat humans, so in the end they all still kind of eat-ish humans. It was amazing the way that they did that, and I want them to continue to do that. Village was great. Final Fantasy genre. Oh my God.
I mean, that's
Resident Evil.
I mean, that Sephiroth fight is supposed to be scary as hell, yo.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
So scary. They just did so good, and I'm so excited to see where they're going to continue with this. I don't want it to go back into its more action-oriented roots, personally. I want them to be just as creative as they were in 7 and 8. That's what I want. More than anything. Village was good, but there was something about 7 Biohazard that was so impactful. I think the reason why it was so impactful, because it was so completely different from the earlier games. And it, without actually creating its own game. Like, it's still tied into the virus and whatever.
Right.
But it was completely different. Because it wasn't more action-oriented. It did center around horror more.
Right.
Fucking loved it. If you gotta watch someone play that. It was so good.
Right.
I love that so much. And I think that's all we have time for. Holy crap. Do you have one more game? Actually, what is one horror game you want the chatters to, or whoever's watching, to play?
I haven't played a lot of horror games, but it's a lot of fun playing Phasmophobia with your friends, but you do have to be kind of into that because it's ghost hunting. Like, I've always kind of been into ghost hunting.
Do it in VR. If you think you're man enough to do it in VR, do it in VR. Because I'm not. I have a wimp. Yeah. I still have it. I'll still fucking do it. But yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's very scary.
Ghost hunting.
Yeah, just any of the like good ghost hunting games that have been coming out. Ghost Hunter Core. is very good. It takes on like a different approach to ghost hunting. You're more trying to figure out what you have and exercising it. It looks terrifying if you want that challenge. You got ghosts that will crawl on the floor.
Oh god, that's the worst one. Those are the worst ones.
No. Crawl on the floor, crawl on the wall, crawl on the ceiling. They will like stand on the ceiling. They can come out of the house and like will body slam your vehicle.
There's a
like
lot
they
going
can break
on.
down the door. I haven't seen a lot of Forewarned, but it's supposed to have like an actual storyline to it instead of just like these random locations that you go and figure out who this is and kick them out. Like there's apparently like a storyline happening with Forewarned.
Oh shit. Okay.
I like Phasmophobia. It's chill enough that me and my friends can play all together and not like have a meltdown per se. But if you want something with a little more edge to it, I do think that Ghost Hunter Core is really good because they've added new maps from the original
Why did I
three.
say Ghost Adventures the first time? I meant Ghost Hunter Core.
Because it's basic. They're all basically that.
Okay.
Forewarned is Egyptian with mummies, and it like personally the flavor kind of like the maps change, but you're still in a tomb, an Egyptian tomb.
Yeah.
So it's not so far. There doesn't seem to be a lot of variety to that.
Right.
But I mean, like I think those are a lot of fun.
Okay. I have one game
One
that
game?
I can't. I'm pretty sure you've watched. I can't play it.
Hmm?
I refuse to play it. And they also. So this game also paid homage to Silent Hill for the Room.
Yeah.
It was the most recent game that I know a lot of people talked about. If you can't play this, at least watch someone play this because this is terrifying in a good psychological way that I personally enjoy. I like psychological horror.
Yeah.
I like things that fuck with your mind.
Yeah.
This was definitely one of those games.
I
And
love
it's-
those too.
I was like, and this one is called Visage.
I've
There's
never.
I think 4 or 5 chapters in Visage. Where so let me see if I can explain it badly, okay?
Okay.
You walk into this house, or you I guess own this house, right?
Yeah.
That's haunted by ghosts? Question mark?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the ghosts.
Okay.
But you follow the stories of the people who lived in the house before you. Like the first story you follow is of a girl.
Okay.
Who was followed by this, I guess, demon who tells her what to do. The whole point of it is it follows the more mental stuff that we were talking about,
Okay.
like disorders and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to play something like that, it deals with a lot of mental disorders like PTSD,
Mhm.
like I think Alzheimer's, I believe was one of them, or schizophrenia, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is so good in terms of horror. And it's one of those games that fucks with your mind. Kind of like Layers of Fear.
All right.
Where you also do not have... Maybe I hate these games, but I'm recommending everybody to these games. You can't defend yourself. There's no gun. There is no, like... was it camera? Well, there is a camera. But you can't defend yourself from ghosts with this camera like Fatal Frame.
Valid.
It is terrifying. So if any of you guys want something spoopy to play this October, may I recommend... Yeah, Monty gets it. Yes. May I recommend Visage
Okay.
in terms of absolute what the fuckery.
It's on
Yeah, that's
Steam.
it.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. Look at that rating. Look at that rating. Everyone loves it. It's terrifying.
It looks horrifying. This actually kind of looks like one of my nightmares. Like I kind of like told you about like my nightmares as a kid. I'm like, oh, this kind of has that feel. Not like that, but like that.
Because it's all very
That.
terrifying. Yeah.
I think what makes it terrifying is like a lot of what I'm seeing on just doing a quick Google search of the game is that these are enclosed, tight hallways.
Yes, you're going through this house, and this house has a lot of... I know, I love it. This house has a lot of secrets. Monty says Visage is so good in reference to the games that do an excellent job dealing with mental conditions, PTSD, schizophrenia, etc.
Okay.
Hellblade's Sinuous Sacrifice. It's not really horror, but that game still messes with you. It was amazing. I am down to try and play these things.
Nice.
I just like games that mess with your mind.
Yeah.
Like, it fucks with you. It could be something absolutely wholesome, but if it fucks with your mind in some way, I'd fucking love that game.
Valid.
Just, man, love that shit. Anywho, I think that's everything we have today.
Yeah.
Those are the games we would recommend you guys play for a show. Play with your friends, or in my case, play by yourself, but with friends who would probably scare you as you play the game, because that's how it always is. Like my brother. Very much like my brother.
I got permission to kill your brother if he starts pulling that shit again while we play.
That's who he is. He's the little brother. He has rights. He has rights to do that shit to you.
And it's... Okay, so what I'm talking about, it's like... In Phasmophobia, you can have, like, ghost events where the ghost will come, like, have an apparition and appear and, like, show its body and, like, either look around or walk. Or they'll do, like, a breath in your ear. Or
I hate that.
Like,
Don't breathe on me.
Or, like...
Don't
I'll take the breath over, like, the gurgle.
Oh, also, don't do that.
Don't do the gurgle. But that's what your fucking brother does sometimes.
I know, he's good at it, too. He's very good at it.
And he won't even think about it. He'll just do it. And it's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's what you get for having little brothers. They do that shit to you.
I don't have a little brother. You can keep
exactly.
your little...
As I'm saying.
You can keep your brother.
He's everyone's little brother.
You can keep
But yes, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed all of these recommendations of us explaining horror games badly to each other. And I'm glad you guys played along. I hope you enjoyed it. Play a horror game if you like that shit for October. Or play, what's it? I know it came out, or it's coming out. Echo the Dolphin, because the Sega Genesis is coming out. If you can't play horror games, play something wholesome like Echo the Dolphin on the Switch.
Or
it's coming out.
Or watch it. You can
or you can watch other people play it. Which honestly, do that. Go find your favorite streamer, YouTuber, whoever, Facebook gamer. I don't know.
Right.
Playing horror games and just enjoy watching them get scared, because that's part of the enjoyment is seeing other people get scared. I couldn't do it last year. I tried to play Soma or Observer or something. I don't know how to do it drunk, and I couldn't. I had to do it drunk.
Was Soma. I think you were telling me about this.
No, I think it was Observer, where the father or whatever guy has like some cameras in his eyes, and he found a dead body, and you have to go into his brain. And this is another explaining badly. We need to go. We're running out of time. So sorry, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we hope you have a very safe week. Who are you?
I am at Miki Ree. You can find me on Twitter under the same name. Let me go ahead and check.
Actually, I should do the same. My name is A Bowl of Ricey. There I am. I normally stream, but considering I'm currently between houses, I am not able to stream. So you just find me here on What's Your Opinion podcast with my favorite Miki Ree. Yeah, go ahead and type it out. And that's our Twitter.
Our Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter. I can still link the Batman Arkham VR.
Yeah, let's do
link. That. It's gonna be I'm pretty sure it's Jacksepticeye. It might have been Markiplier. But I will link that Let's Play of it. I really enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it, so I'd love to see that.
It's so clean too. It's such a clean VR. It was so good. It was Batman. We get some like Nightwing in there, so we know that that's like Dick Grace's number one husband.
It's great. So next week I think is going to be our last week of October to talk horror things, because we will be off the following week.
No, I think we still got 2 weeks.
Do we have?
Yeah, we have next week and in the following.
Oh yeah, we have 2 weeks because we're going to a con, so we're going to try to keep reminding you guys. And also, our new schedule is on Sundays, so next Sunday we're going to be doing the stream at this time at 11 o'clock.
We're going to be sticking with the Sunday time until, like, football season's over.
Yeah.
Because it just shit. Like, the internet just shit.
Terrible, yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll have another horror topic because I'm obsessed with this fall thing, man.
I think we should badly explain like horror movies.
I'm down for that. I'll fucking do that.
Let's do that.
I'll do that. Badly explain horror movies. I'm so down for that.
Because I've actually watched horror movies.
Oh yeah.
I like
We can also talk about B-rated horror movies. I love B-rated horror movies. Like
yeah,
the Ghoulies.
If it's a horror movie, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm all down for it. Anyway, we hope you guys have a fantastic week. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week. Yeah?
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.